What are other individuals saying about this particular issue, like in the city of Long Beach?
Well, I think everybody agrees it needs to be fixed.
Right.
Some just want a slight fix, and others, like myself, would like a long-term, sustainable, permanent fix.
Are there any developments taking place in attempts to correcting this particular issue, maybe?
Well, we've made significant progress over the last couple of years. Most of the employees have agreed to increase their contribution towards the pension cost, so that's been very helpful. We've reduced some benefits for new employees that are going forward. That's been helpful, but we're still not there yet. More will need to be done.
Okay. And who do you think should be awarded public pension?
Well, I think the whole nature of public pensions need to change. I think we need to move from a defined benefit, where that means you get a guaranteed certain monthly allotment, to a defined contribution, which is what the private sector does, right? 401ks, those type of vehicle, where you make contributions towards them, and based on earnings, that's what your retirement is.
And is there any other information that you would like to add about this particular issue?
Well, I guess I'd like to add that I think the unions in Long Beach have actually been fairly supportive in working with the city, but we do need to do more, and I think they're somewhat reluctant to do that at this point. But we'll see where the leadership takes this issue.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. I actually have one last question. It's regarding another topic. I'm sure that you've obviously heard about, Long Beach restricting the hours of part-time workers.
Yes.
And obviously they're trying to steer clear of the new costs under the healthcare reform. So if you could just give your take on that, like how do you feel about that?
Well, no, that's really not what's trying to be.
Okay.
What's happened is the city manager went to the department heads that are putting up next year's budget and saying, hey, with the Affordable Care Act, we have about 200 of our 1,600 part-time employees that could qualify for health care benefits. Figure out how you're going to accommodate this potential $2 million increase in order to balance the budget. So they're looking at several scenarios, and they haven't chosen one yet, but one scenario is, do you reduce the employees' number of hours a week by a few hours so we don't have to pay any health care benefits? That's one approach. Another approach is, let's pay the health care benefit, but then let's lay off employees to make up the $2 million savings, or other options. So at this point, the city hasn't taken a position. We're just saying, how do we accommodate that additional cost?
Right.
What's best for the employees? And you could argue either way. I mean, the city doesn't want to not provide health care benefits to these employees. But on the other hand, we don't want to have to lay off a bunch of employees either in order to make up for the cost of the health care benefits. So we're going to try and figure out what's the most humane thing to do, and that's the approach we'll take.
Right. Okay. Great. Appreciate it. Thank you very much for the time, sir.
You're very welcome.